I'm sorry. There's some traumatized faces here. Visibly traumatized faces here. Now, here's the interesting thing. Can I ask you a question? Has he got a choice? Yes or no? Has he got a choice? No, yes. Does he have a choice? Yes, yes. What's the choice? What choice does he have, sir? What choice has he got? Jump or don't jump. Okay. Any other options? I heard someone say once, you take out the pin. I was like, oh. Live or die. Now, it's a very funny video, isn't it? But here's the thing. Your business and my business in exactly the same situation. It's not so funny anymore, is it? Your business and my business and every business on this planet in exactly the same situation. The world is changing so rapidly and so disruptively. We have no option but to adapt how we do what we do so that we can remain distinct and not become extinct. Let's talk about change for a second. The rate of change we see in the world right now is turning the world upside down. You keep doing the same old thing the same old way, you run a very real risk of becoming irrelevant, extinct, and even obsolete. A great example is BlackBerry. Okay, question. Are there any BlackBerry users in here this afternoon? So you're covering your... Let me rephrase that. Are there any closeted BlackBerry users in here today? You're amongst friends. Don't be afraid. Just raise your hand. None. Seriously. Okay, let me make it work well for you. $100 if you... Oh, no. No, it's not going to work either. You see, that's my point, isn't it? Because there was a time when BlackBerry was one of the most popular phones on the planet. Am I correct? Research in motion. BlackBerry's parent company was one of the most celebrated smartphone brands in the world. That's how powerful they were. That's how successful they were. What happened to BlackBerry? That happened to BlackBerry. They couldn't deliver the same kind of value and experience as the Android devices and the iPhone, and just like that, they went from being a celebrated brand to becoming a complete relic. In today's world, just because you've been around for the last 15, 20, 30 years, doesn't mean anymore you'll be around the next 5 years. It's what we do differently, individually, collectively in our teams, every single day, that will define and determine if we're around for the next 15, 20, 30 years. A great example of that is these guys, Kodak. Now, it's been done to death, but it's important to reiterate and emphasize the point. In 1976, Kodak actually owned 90% of the photographic film sales market in America. Effectively, Kodak was the market, 90%. Now, what happened to Kodak? Well, they ignored the rise of digital photography. They said, listen, it's a change, it's a fad, it will pass. We don't have to worry with Kodak. They ignored the likes of Sony. They said, well, Sony was Sony. We don't have to adapt, we don't have to change. We own the market, we control the market. We'll keep doing what we do. Clients want photographic film, we'll give them that, everything is okay. Fast forward 40 years later, they filed for bankruptcy. It's what we do, what our teams do, individually, collectively, every single day, that will define our success and keep us relevant. A good example of a brand that lives to adapt phenomenally well in the world of change is a brand called Astalift. Now, can anybody guess, who do you think owns Astalift? Who do you think owns globalization, competition, rapid change? Now, the interesting thing is this. 80% of the CEOs that were polled, 80%, expect those factors to get worse. And we've seen that in the last 50 years. What is scary, though, is that half of them are saying, listen, we're not prepared to cope with change. So the head put it back and said, okay, fine, what do you think organizations have to do differently in this dynamic and disruptive new world? And it was these things. The need for organizations to build a customer-focused culture, a client-focused culture, where they build every single thing they do around their customers and not build the customers around their business. The second thing was the need for them to build a value-focused culture where they add value. Value is defined by our clients and our customers and not by us. The third thing was the need to be agile, adaptable, and resilient in the face of change. And the biggest thing by far was this, the need for us as leaders in our team organizations to build, nurture, sustain, and maintain a high-performance winning culture. Now here's the bad news. A high-performance culture is no longer nice to have. It's not an option anymore, it's not even a buzzword. Our survival not depends on the caliber and the quality of the culture that we build in our teams and in our organizations. According to the Oracle Group, based on their research, because of globalization, competition, change technology, from 2020 onwards,
the average lifespan of a business is going to shorten from 45 years to less than 10.
Very favorite piece. Do you mind taking use of the microphone? Might be going to
Listen,
you walk in.
okay, I won't be,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't be as thingy, but you guys can hear me, right? Okay, so the average lifespan is going to shorten from 45 years to less than 10. So we have a choice. Every single business on the planet has a choice. You have a choice, and I have a choice. We have a choice to ask ourselves, how do we build a customer-focused culture or not? We have a choice to ask ourselves, how do we build a value-focused culture or not? Do we adapt quickly, rapidly, and intelligently in the changing world or not?
My name is Femi Adebanji. I'm based in Johannesburg, and it's really a pleasure to be here. From my name and surname, I got to confess, right? Disclosure. 12 years that I'm originally from Nigeria. It's often to say your laptop to say. I only speak for a living. I'm not a pharmacist or you get the picture, right? I'm only a speaker. Now it's great to be here. My brief today is very simple. It's really not to tell you what you don't know already. It's just trying to encourage you and reaffirm some of the things that we already know. So what I want to talk to you about is talk about high performance culture and the importance of response in the face of change. I think we've gone through a lot of change in the last 2-3 years, and I think the bottom line is it's not what happens that's important, and this is the message we have to share with our team members. It's not what happens that is critical or important. Rather, high performance people, what is key is how they choose to respond in the face of disruption. That is what is important. That is what is key. And that's my message today, because ultimately, people, their choices, their actions, their behavior, they drive culture. And culture is what defines our success or our failure. We live in a world of challenging, changing competition. We live in a world where what worked yesterday might not work today and might be completely irrelevant tomorrow. We all agree, right? We now live in a world where organizations